Hi everybody, I'm Tony the vet and I'm here today to talk to you about getting a puppy. Often a very exciting time in anyone's life, but it's a big and long journey. You'll be on a road to learning quite a lot once you get your puppy, and we're just going to run through some of the things that are quite important to know once you have your puppy. One of the most important things to understand is there's no one way to find a puppy. There's rescue centres, there's dog breeders, there's shelters. Your friends might have had puppies at their house. You could also consider maybe going online and trying to find a puppy there. But the most important thing is that if you can, is check out to see that the person who's breeding the puppies or has had the puppies is reputable and that the puppies have come from a nice, good home. So once you get your puppy, if you can have a little look at the mum and dad when you're there and just see what type of dog you might be in for getting, or at least know the breed if that's possible. If the litter mates are all looking healthy and the mum looks healthy, that's usually a good sign. Once you get your puppy, it's quite important that if you can, take some of the food that the breeder has been feeding, because that'll help the puppy's tummy when it gets to your house and it won't challenge the gut too much. So some of the nice things to do if you can is when you get your puppy home, just feed it on the food that the breeder's been giving it or the shelter's had for the puppy. And also it's worth considering maybe getting some puppy food. That can be the same as what the puppy had when it was with the mum, but if not, you can just get your own puppy food and feed that to the puppy. That'll help its bones, and all its nutritional needs will be met that way. It's probably a good idea, if you haven't already considered it, to worm your puppy at the same time, because then when the puppy's eating, you can worm it, because some of the wormers are quite tasty, so they're disguised as dog food. Now, another very important thing once you get your puppy home is to consider vaccinating it. There's a lot of nasty bugs out there that can catch your dog out, so it's a good idea just to look at some of these, and these would be worthwhile considering. There's a lot of concern about disease within wild dog populations and things like that, so if your puppy's covered and it's going to public areas, it's going to be much safer if you can kind of get your puppy into its routine of vaccination at an early age. When you start out on the vaccination route, it's normally going to be 2 injections. You need one at about 8 weeks and another one about 2 weeks after that, and that'll be your puppy covered quite safely, and it's going to be a good thing to do in the years to come as well, to keep your dog nice and safe. Now, you will have your puppy at home. The breeder or the centre may or may not have wormed the puppy. So one of the big things that you need to do is worm your puppy, just to make sure that it's healthy and well, so it's off to a good start in life. And there's quite a few different types of ways to worm your puppy. There's tablets that taste nice, or there's liquid, that's another option. But some of the common worms that you'll see that will maybe come out would be some of these. And they're not nice, so you don't want those in and around your house. So it's a good idea to worm that puppy, and just if you have other dogs in the home as well, it's going to keep them safe too. So it's a good idea to do that. Now, your puppy, once it's all vaccinated and ready to go and you've had your primary course of vaccinations, it's going to be a very nice thing to do to start socializing your puppy. Socializing your puppy has lots of benefits and it'll make your life a lot easier going forward as well. Your puppy can also benefit from having maybe a dog trainer if you're struggling, just to give you some tips, and that's going to make life a lot easier as well when you're going down the road of having an adult dog, because if you don't socialize them when they're young, it's going to make life a lot more difficult. And some of the side effects, I guess, of not having a well socialized puppy are their aggression, isolation, they'll start yapping and things like that. So you need to kind of make sure that you're doing as much as you can to get the puppy into your way of doing things, and then it won't be a handful when it's an adult dog. A lot of people are concerned about how they're going to keep their dog clean. Now, it depends what kind of dog you have. Is its hair short or long? But you are going to probably want to clean your dog occasionally. So one of the benefits of doing that is obviously your house is going to be cleaner if your pet's living indoors with you. But I wouldn't over groom your dog. So if you're going to wash your dog, you probably shouldn't do it any more than 2 to 3 weeks apart. So don't do it too often or you'll wash away all their natural oils, and make sure you use a safe shampoo. And here are some of the examples. Some people wonder about exercising their puppy. It's a good idea not to over-exercise your dog when it's a little pup, because if you over-exercise them, there's a risk that you might damage their bone later in life. So if you can avoid over-exercising them when they're little, it's a very good idea. So by all means take your puppy out little and often, but don't over-exercise it. And if you can, try and give it a little break if it's looking tired. Don't just keep walking the dog, because if you do, as I said, there's going to be a chance that you're going to make some sort of issues later in life, and you don't want that. So if you can exercise your puppy just a little bit here and there, maybe a few times a day or more, but don't go on long walks until they're about a year old or so, just to make sure that their bone health is good. And at that stage, you can, if there is any trouble down the line, you've done your bit to control your puppy's health. So one of the nice little things that you could do for your puppy, just to make sure that if he ever does get lost or she gets lost, that you can track them back, is to get them microchipped. Now that's something you can do in their puppies, and you can register all the details to your address in your home. And some of the ownership issues that might arise if you did have someone who's found your dog, or you're going to go around and you're going to say, well, this is my dog, I have the paperwork to show it, and there's no ownership issues then, and you can make sure then that she's all registered to your address, and there's going to be no problems. Some of the microchips are very small. They won't. They'll just go under the skin in the neck, and the animal will be all registered to you, and it's all yours, and you won't have any trouble getting your pet back. And they're on a database, so if someone else finds them and they get scanned, then you're going to have no trouble getting them back, because the scanner will give up all your details, and then your details will give the person who scanned the dog all your numbers and your address, and you'll be reunited with your puppy or your dog. So that's everything from Tony the vet for now. I'll see you all next week.